All right, guys, with the new Wonka movie coming out this weekend, I want to start talking about the previous two movies. One of them is one of my favorites of all time, and this one, in my opinion, is the worst movie of all time. No, not hyperbole, not one of the worst. I think pound for pound, it is the worst movie ever made, and I'll get into why. So, starting number one, this movie just has absolutely no soul to it. There's absolutely nothing redeeming about it. It takes one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and it pretty much shits all over it. Everything about this movie is worse. Willy Wonka's worse. The parents are worse. The grandparents are worse. Every single kid in the Chocolate Factory is worse, and their parents are worse. There's not a single character in this movie that you like more than the original one. I have no idea what Johnny Depp is going for. This is definitely the worst remake of all time. Like I said, I think it's the worst movie of all time. A lot of people, consider, for example, like the George Clooney Batman, a movie like that to be the worst movie of all time. But movies like that, at least over time, age, and that movie's now a little bit campy. There's nothing campy about this movie. There are people trying to say, oh, screw the Timothy Chalamet movie. This movie's better. They're trying to get like nostalgic about it. I remember when this movie came out. It was dog shit then. It's dog shit now. Timothy Chalamet could spend 2 hours taking a dump in this upcoming movie, and it would still be better than this movie. One of the worst and weirdest decisions of this movie was turning the Oompa Loompas into this guy. I don't know why they didn't just use the original ones. This was very weird. I guess they were trying to do something creepy. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know why you'd want him as an Oompa Loompa. It was terrible then. It's terrible now. Another scene that really stuck out to me that I thought was terrible was the ending elevator scene. This was one of the most charming and kind of best scenes of the original movie. It kind of lands the entire message. This scene was absolutely terrible. It just gets worse and worse and worse. They're going all over. Just a terrible scene. There's nothing likable. As I'm talking about this, I'm even getting angrier just talking about it. One of the only redeeming parts of this movie, I guess, is having Christopher Lee, aka Count Dooku, for me at the time as a kid, in the movie. Just out of respect to him, I consider not having this as the worst movie ever, but I'm sorry, I just can't do it. There's literally nothing I like about this movie. Another big thing is just the musical acts, and I don't even like musicals, but the music is so much worse than the original movie. Um, his relationship with his mom is worse. I mean, he has a dad who you're supposed to feel bad for because he got laid off from his job. His job is turning the toothpaste cap onto toothpaste tubes. Like, honestly, when I was watching the movie, I'm like, of course he should get laid off. What kind of job is that? So I just totally disagree. I don't care if this triggers people. This movie is terrible. Stop saying this movie is good. This movie is just terrible. So I just had to say that, and I'm gonna post some videos about the good one. But this one is terrible, and I don't care what they do in the new one. It will never be as bad as this one. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.